Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie Weaver. I'm your guest. No, I'm not. I'm your host. I guess I'm your guest if I'm in your living room. And I'm your host. I am so excited to be here. And I hope that you guys are having a wonderful start of your week. It is Tuesday, the 8th of February at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. How's it going? Good to see you guys showing up here in the comments and the stream. So I want to let you know I'm over in the chat room, and you can find that by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number 2 radio.com. Click on the chat button, and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. You can also find me live streaming this event from Facebook and YouTube, Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic on either one. So that's how to find it. That's what's going on. I have so much show and tell today that is just crazy. I don't think I realized how hard I've been working until I started getting everything together that I wanted to show you guys. And dang, I have a whole lot going on. Definitely should have some time for some readings today and some good chat. So I'm just happy to see you guys here. So, should we dive right in with some show and tell? I've already posted a bunch of stuff up in the chat room so that you guys could see what I'm talking about. But if you're in the live stream, I'm going to show you everything that I wanted to show you. So, where do I start? A memorial piece. I have a memorial piece that I don't think she's in my stream. I guess if she is, she'll see it here first. For a very dear cousin and friend who lost her daughter last year. And I've had some flowers waiting for a while to put a memorial piece together. I just haven't had the inspiration to do it. And I've kind of been feeling like it's rude. Like it's rude. I've had these flowers too long. It's like a rude amount of time. And I started feeling like, my God, either, you know, make her peace or give her flowers back. Like, what are you doing? But I just wasn't feeling the inspiration. I just wasn't feeling the piece come together. Sometimes I know exactly what I want to do, and exactly what it should look like. But this was not one of those times. Anyway, the other day I sat down with her flowers and took another hard look at them, and I realized I'm asking myself the wrong question. I should be asking her how this should look. So I tuned into her, darling, sweet girl named Natalia. And it was wild how fast she had the whole thing organized and put together. And then I executed, and now it's done. And I'm so glad that I listened to her because she knew exactly how it should look. My problem was listening to me. So I used rosettes, small rosebuds, and I used this heart mold that's really fractally. You can kind of see it's cool. Anyway, it's actually a mold for making those big chocolate shells that you make chocolate. You make a double-sided piece of this, and then you put a bunch of like candy and stuff inside and seal it up, and then you give it to somebody with a little hammer so they break the chocolate shell and all their stuff's inside. That's what the mold actually was for. But I thought it would make a cool heart at some point. I've had it for a couple of years. Anyway, so here it is. So the flowers, of course, the roses are arranged in a heart inside, and then there's a thick layer of really holographic, pretty glitter, and then the back of it is a dark, dark pink. Anyway, I'm so impressed with the way it turned out. I'm in love. Honestly, I think I'll probably do more memorial pieces out of this mold because I think it's my favorite memorial piece I've ever made. So, anyway, hopefully I get to give it to mom today, but here it is. Pretty cool. Okay, so there's that. I'm just excited about that one. Yeah. Let's see. How about the dragons? Last week I showed you some dragons that we were printing on the 3D printer, and we have printed a couple more. The dragons are so crazy because they take about 34 hours to print. So we're churning them out slowly because they take forever. but they're worth the wait. So last week I showed you a crystal dragon in a different filament, but this is actually for Christy. Uh, it's okay, she already knows, but it's not a surprise. So this is the crystal dragon in this variegated, like pastel silky filament. She's just so cool. I think the crystals on the head of this one are so neat. I wish I could figure out how to do a very small version of this one that could be a self-defense keychain. Would that not be the coolest thing in the world? I mean, it would still be too big to really be a keychain, but some people would clip it to their backpack and hang on to it like that, or their purse, right? Anyway, in love with the crystal dragons. So, had to show you her. Now, if you guys want to buy a dragon from Scott, just hit him up. We don't have them on Etsy or anything yet because, well, they're coming out so very slowly. But if you want to buy a dragon from him, he will gladly sell you one and make you one. This one is the rose dragon. I was really excited about this design. You can see she has this big rose on top of her head, and then all the way down her spine are rosettes and roses clear to the tip of her tail. Is that not the coolest thing? I love her. This one is probably my favorite to date, the rose dragon. I don't know, the crystal dragon's pretty awesome too, but the rose dragon, man, that is so clever. We're printing one right now in a dark red. It's not variegated. It'll be one solid color the whole way through. And it's dark red and and it's like satiny, like metallic. Ooh, she is going to be gorgeous. Anyway, I'm loving these. The thing that kills me, that amazes me, I know, I am apparently pretty easy to amaze. The thing that amazes me about these is that they print in one piece. There's no putting these together. There's no assembly. They print like this, which to me is amazing. Anyway, I'm easy to please, apparently. But I do love the rose dragon, and we got a new file a couple of days ago that hopefully I'll have one to show you next week when we meet again, is a sea dragon. So the sea dragon is, you know, an ocean dragon, and I cannot wait to print that one. Anyway, so I've also been going crazy in the resin room. Besides that memorial piece, I've been making these cute little keychains. These are our Valentine for Mars's team in their school colors. It'll be in their initial, of course, with their number on it. Anyway, are those cute? I know. We're like the dorkiest parents that have ever happened. I know. I get it. But I've had to embrace weird. And then I made some trays to sell for Valentine's Day. And I haven't put them on Etsy. If you see something you want, just hit me up. I'll probably put them on Etsy. I don't know. I thought I might just put them in the local marketplace before I do that. But this one, it's got conversation hearts in it. Like for real, it's candy. Isn't that cute? And then the little holographic hearts. So that's not a very big tray, but that's a big enough tray that you could put some crystals on it, or an incense stick or holder, or some candles or whatever. But I just think it's so cute with the conversation hearts. I've been seeing other people use candy, and you can pour resin, pretty much anything that you can think of, and I've never tried it before, so I thought this would be a good time for it. And it really turned out cute. I like it. So then I turned that idea over into a bigger tray. So this one, also the nonpareils in the corners. This was like cookie decorating stuff, right? So the nonpareils in the corners, and then all of the hearts that go down the river in the center are like candy hearts. Anyway, I like this one a lot. It's so cute. And it's a little bit bigger, but again, these are fun for crystals or for makeup, or, I mean, you could even serve off of these, but there's a big argument about resin. And resin is toxic when it's curing. Once it's cured, some people still are a little uncomfortable with resin and feel like if you're going to serve from it, you should put a layer of parchment paper or something like that over it. Other people serve straight food straight on it and have no problem with it at all because it is sealed. So I always just tell people to use their own discernment. I'm not that worried about it. Once it's done, it's done. I mean, there's the process is over, and you buy lots and lots of things that are made from the same plastics. So I'm not worried about it. But if you're going to serve from it, and you are, just put a little piece of parchment paper down. And then the last one is also kind of a Valentine's Day theme. No candy in this one, just a lot of glitter and hearts. Well, and mica powder. And it's got these cute little silver branch handles that I think just make it that much cuter. So, anyway, so there you go. So that's what I've been doing. It's pretty much just down in the resin room and the creation room down with Scott. We've been down there side by side a lot lately on various projects, working on our own and helping each other and all that stuff. And there's a lot more to come, actually. We've got some really fun stuff that we're currently working on that I cannot wait to share, but I don't have much to say about it yet. So, anyway, that's my big show and tell today. So, with all that being said, if you see anything that you are interested in, just send me a private message. I would gladly ship it to you or sell it to you first and ship it to you beyond, anybody else. So, there you go. Alrighty. So, just going to jump in the chat room really quick. Tiffany said she's not seeing the video feed. Tiffany, let me share you a link. I'm not sure why. I think it didn't show up initially because the live stream was really quiet to start off with. But hold on just a second, and I will send you a link. I'm not really sure why. I know why. I think we all know why. It's because it's the internet, and the internet's a pain in the ass that frequently fails us. Isn't that it? Let's see. All right. Wow. Okay. I think I took a really long and roundabout way to get a link for you, but I did do it. So 1 second. I get back to you. Good Lord. Okay. There you go, Tiff. Now you got it. Okay. All right. Well, with all that being said, actually, maybe we should go ahead and take a look at Luminous. I have strong feelings this week about Valentine's Day. You guys know I actually really love Valentine's Day, but I have feelings and ideas. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. All right. So I put a link to Luminous. Okay, good. Mary said the live feed is working now. Hi, Brianna. Yeah, good to see everybody here. Said you love the conversation hearts. Me too. Me too. I'm kind of sorry I didn't do a bigger tray in those. Well, I don't really have the right mold for them, actually, but I could someday. Yeah. Yeah, totally, Jane. Red and white flowers are sold out with florists. You could make resin roses. What an awesome keepsake. Yeah, totally. Totally. Well, and I don't have anything to show for myself yet, but I'm working on a piece for my cousins. I had a funeral last week of my uncle Dennis, and I took some flowers home from his funeral and dried them, and I'm working on making them pendants and tie bars. And so I'll probably have those done by next week. But the flowers are done. I just haven't poured the resin yet. Those are just I don't know. Every time I go to do memorial pieces, I have a lot of pause. I don't think it's like I'm not afraid to make them. I used to be when I was doing when I was doing ashes. And I'm not afraid of the ashes. I used to be scared to death of the ashes. And I know that's so dumb, but something about you guys know this probably, but I've had like a major like fear and phobia of dead things like my whole life. And so then I, for some reason, decided that I wanted to do memorial pieces with ashes and asked people to send me your ashes and I'll make you something as a way to practice and, learn how to do it. And they did. And so I had all of these ashes, mostly they were dogs and a person. And honestly, like I was so scared of the ashes. They sat on a shelf for a while, and Scott was like, "You cannot do that. You said you were going to make these. Like, you can't just not show up. Like, people sent you ashes. You have to make them." I had to make them. Honestly, it terrified me, but I did it. I did it, and they turned out beautifully. So, I mean, stupid, but anyway, I don't know what it is, but the memorial pieces give me pause too, and I always feel like I want to do them. I volunteer to do them, and then I drag my feet for a while, and I don't know. I mean, partly it's just that procrastinating brain of mine, but I don't know. There's just an energy in it that I have to process along with it. I think while I'm doing that work, so I'm trying to get these turned around a little quicker and not let it become the impossible task. I think is the key, right? And I don't know if you guys have the impossible task. I do. That's part of my brain. I have the impossible task. And, and it could be the dumbest thing. It could be the dishes, It could be something important like calling the pharmacy or making a doctor's appointment that I put off for way too long. Sometimes it is a project like this. Sometimes it's a project that I start and walk away from for months, or a mold that I order and then don't pour for a year. Some of that's just the creative process, but sometimes it is the impossible task. So, anyway, I'm going to do my best to not let this be the impossible task and turn these necklaces around in a week so that I have them to give back to the family and also off my plate so I can do more. So, anyway, I know I'm a weirdo. I get it. I know this. Brianna said she has her mom's ashes in an elephant necklace. That's awesome, Brianna. I love that. Yeah. I still have my parents' flowers somewhere, and I really should find them and pour something for me. When they died, I wasn't doing this kind of work. I didn't even know about this kind of work. Now I could make myself a piece. I've never done it. But anyway, oh, Sid said, I know the feeling. I still feel weird thinking about my first dog baby's ashes sitting in their tin container. Due to private cremation costs, I had to shift to getting just a plaster paw print. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to Luminous. I did put a link in the chat rooms. If you guys subscribe to it, you've already received it this morning. If you don't, head over to katie-weaver.com and there's a pop-up there that will subscribe you. If you give me your email address, that will subscribe you to the Daily Dish, which is my daily email that comes out every morning with a daily read. And then once a week, you'll get Luminous Magazine from me as well. And of course, that's all free. And I would never, never, never do anything with your info besides send you 8 emails a week. And that's it, which seems like a lot. But they're useful. I promise. I will never spam you. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here. There's a few things in Luminous I wanted to talk about. Here we go. Okay. Well, I just did a fun cover with a sugar cookie and a rose. I was thinking this morning about Valentine's Day and about something that happened the year my mom died. So, the year my mom died, she so my mom loved Valentine's Day. I've talked about this a lot, but my parents loved Valentine's Day. And it wasn't about them, it was about all of us. I was an adult before I realized that most families didn't like celebrate Valentine's Day as a family. It was a couples thing because in my family, we all did things for each other. My parents always bought us Valentine's Day gifts and of course they did for each other too, but there was always like more of a sense of family in Valentine's Day versus a couples thing. I didn't know that other people didn't do that. But apparently they didn't. Anyway, One of my mom's things for Valentine's Day, she loved to make sugar cookies and share them. And she'd always make like a huge batch of, her heart-shaped sugar cookies with pink frosting and sprinkles. And, that was just her jam. She loved doing that. She was good at it too. And she'd take them to school. She was a teacher, so she'd take them to school and give them to her students and to her coworkers and take plates of cookies to the neighbors. And when the kids were old enough, she'd enlist the grandkids to come and help. And she just always did that. And you'd always get your special cookies from mom for Valentine's Day, amongst other things. But that was the thing she loved to do. And, the year she died, I was just such a zombie. And I know you guys that have lost a parent or, someone really close, like for a long time, you're just not really you. You're just kind of going through the paces of life and just kind of, trudging along. And that's how things were at that point when Valentine's Day rolled around. And this was back still when we had our store, our metaphysical store and healing center. And we were at work, my sisters and I. And one of our dear clients came in, an older lady who knew our mom and had been friends with her. She came in and she said, I was at the bakery this morning and they had these beautiful heart-shaped sugar cookies with pink frosting. And I just had the strongest impression that I had to buy them and bring them to you girls. And she said, I don't know why. She said, I walked clear out to the car and didn't do it. And then just felt so impressed that I had to get back in there and buy you these cookies. She's like, so here you go. Happy Valentine's Day. And like, so we're all just in tears, because that was Valentine's from mom. And, she just happened, she got through to Shauna and Shauna listened and she brought us our cookies. And it was the sweetest thing. It was one of those miracles that we experienced after our mom died that just continued to affirm for us that we were going to be okay. But oh my God. So we're standing here in the store and we're all crying and eating cookies and, it's just so touched. And it was an amazing experience among many that I had after my mom died. But anyway, I'll never forget about it so much. It's just such a cool, it was a cool experience. But it always makes me this time of year think about her cookies. And to be honest, I never make them, but I do buy them. I don't have the cool kitchen she had. She had a huge bar. She had all the space, for that kind of cooking. I don't. I mean, sometimes I improvise and do things anyway, but I don't have it in me. But I'll probably buy a sugar cookie from mom this year because I always do. Anyway, yes, Valentine's Day, I agree, Sid. It's become so freaking commercial. And I have a little rant about that in the magazine this week, actually. All right. I did call the magazine the Tuwanda edition, if you know, you know, because I actually do think this week we're going to see us being pretty sassy and fierce, that we are putting up with no bullshit. And we'll see quite a bit of that this week, quite a bit of pushback. It cracked me up because I had an interaction yesterday over an old medical bill. This is the dumbest thing. This is the cancer in me, the cancerian nature in me, not the big C. Uh, that I have an old medical bill, and it's even gone to collections, and it's even on my permanent record, my collection, or my credit report, and I've refused to pay it out of principle. And I know that's ridiculous, and I've only made it hurt myself. And believe me, I can pay this. It's not that I can't afford it. I'm refusing to pay it on principle because I don't owe it. And this is the dumbest thing. But that's how I roll, right? Like I have no problem paying my bills and I don't short people or any of those things. But in this case, I don't owe this bill. And I don't owe it because basically they just this medical imaging center tried to scam me and my insurance, and I've refused to pay it. And it's been there for 6 years and it goes off in 1 year. And I ended up having to have a conversation with them on the phone yesterday because I needed to make an appointment there and they wouldn't let me, which is really weird because, again, I've had this with them for 6 years. I've gone there for 6 more years and had lots of different scans and things done there and always paid for them and never had an issue. And suddenly now they won't let me make an appointment for a scan that I need to have because of that, which is fine. They're not the only game in town. But basically, I told the lady, look, it's been 6 years. I have 1 more year of this on my credit report and it comes off and I'm not paying it. I've told you all along this is why. And even she, looking at it, can't tell me why I would owe this because I don't, because the insurance did pay. And for whatever reason, they've chosen to try to charge me anyway. Anyway, it's a big, stupid story, but I'm not paying it. And I told her that. I said, I'm going to let that 7 years run out and I'm never going to pay it. I'm not. And she kind of went, well, okay. Okay. Well, I wasn't rude to her. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't there to ruin her day, but I'm not paying that. And, you know, that was the Tawanda in me. I try very hard to be kind to everybody I come across and not be an ass ever, but I'm not paying that bill. So I guess that was my Tawanda moment this week. But I talked to Kara, my younger sister, and she had one too. It just made me laugh. Neither one of us really are like that, but we are this week. And I would imagine a lot of you guys are too. So that's why. And if you really don't know what I'm talking about, then you've never seen fried green tomatoes. And if you've never seen fried green tomatoes, what are you doing with your life? Drop everything and watch it right now. Actually, let's make a fried green tomato pact right now that we will all watch fried green tomatoes this week. Okay? All right, everybody in? All right, go team. We're in. Okay. In my musings this week, I was thinking about Valentine's Day and how I love Valentine's Day, but I start dreading Valentine's Day on the part of my clients. I cannot believe how much hurt Valentine's Day stirs up every year. You might just be thinking it's about for my single clients, but it isn't. Them too. However, a lot of my single clients have gotten very resilient and either just give Valentine's Day the finger or they just do something cool for themselves and it's all good. Like there's no hurt there. But even in the coupled up crowd, Valentine's Day can really suck because it's become this commercial hallmark holiday that things are supposed to be the way they're supposed to be, right? You're supposed to get certain gifts. You are supposed to have certain things. You're supposed to go on a certain kind of date. And if you don't, well, then you got let down. My God, what have we become? We can't just let people love us the way they are or meet us where we are. No, we are done with this. Celebrate love. It doesn't have to be about romantic love. It certainly doesn't have to be dealt to you or you have to deal it to someone else in a certain way. Seriously, the anguish over Valentine's Day creates more anxiety. And honestly, I think that the commercial system that we operate in wants it to because we spend more money that way, right? If he's worried that she's not going to like or be upset with or disappointed with whatever he would like to do, just maybe he's going to slap his MasterCard down and spend a hell of a lot more money, right? And maybe all she really wanted was, a picnic in the living room. So a few thoughts on things or on Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving. Where am I? On Valentine's Day. First of all, if there's something that you need, say so. If there's something that you want to fill your needs, don't make anybody guess because you will get disappointed. I promise you, your partners aren't mind readers. They're doing the best they can. And if there's a certain date you'd like to go on or a certain thing you'd like to do, if you don't say anything, it's probably not going to happen. That's just how it goes, right? So speak up. But secondly, and this is a little bit more leading the charge of activism, right? Of shunning the old ways of Valentine's Day. I had a thought that what if, just what if, we saw Valentine's Day as a challenge, not a bad one, a challenge to spread more of our own love out into the world. What if Valentine's Day was about doing kind things for other people, all people? What if you looked at Valentine's Day as the biggest service day of the year? that you're going to spend the day spreading that shit everywhere, right? Cookies galore, treats for neighbors, for strangers, for the nursing home, random acts of kindness, cleaning up the roadway, whatever. You guys know. You know what you can do. You know what's around you, right? This is the way, to me, we put a new spin on Valentine's Day and we turn it into a celebration of love, which I think is what it should be. It doesn't have to be a day that we spend a ton of money, and it does not have to be a day that it becomes a painful thing, a day of letdowns, a day of stress, a day of overspending. We need to do something else. So that's my wild and crazy activism coming to the surface. That's my challenge, is that we turn Valentine's Day into something altogether different. When Micah first moved into the dorms, I started sending him on Valentine's Day. I'd Amazon Prime him like a big bag of, you know, miniatures or like candy bars or Hershey's Kisses or whatever, and tell him this is for the whole dorm. So go hand them out. And he'd walk up and down the halls just handing out candy right and left to people he didn't even know, just telling him Happy Valentine's Day. And he told me that that made his first 2 years away from home on Valentine's Day absolutely the helped his own homesickness, but also just made Valentine's Day one of the funnest days. He said, "You'd be surprised at how many people, boys and girls, that I'd hand a piece of candy to and say, Happy Valentine's Day, that they would be like, this is the only Valentine I got." Or, just touched in ways that he didn't expect. And of course, I'll do the same for Mars this year in her dorm. But it's just a fun idea. So that's all. That's all. So if Valentine's Day is a day that lets you down and makes you feel bad, that's my challenge for you, that we just give it the finger and do something different that is good for everybody. I've always liked the idea of Galentine's Day to women that celebrate their friends and go out with their friends. And yep, I love it. Okay, over at Planet Meditation, I finally have a new meditation up. Of all the things I have been doing, making meditations has not been one of them, unfortunately. But I do have a brand new meditation posted. So you can find it if you just head over to Planet Meditation on YouTube, or I have 4 meditations up in the magazine too that you can find right there. So the study and relaxation music with solfeggio frequencies is the new one, but I promise there'll be more coming. I'm going to try not to suck. Okay. All right. Kelly says in Bitch Scopes, boldly love your fucking self. I love it. She posted an absolutely awesome poem that I really, really loved. And then, of course, all of her regular scopes that are fantastic, because they're Kelly's. Be sure to take a look, read your scope, and read everybody else's too. So you know what to expect for people around you as well. But I love them. Thank you, Kelly. As always, such good work. All right. My tip of the week I have had before. This is my rose syrup. And I love this time of year because, I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but I love roses. I love rose anything. In the summer, we always go up into the mountains and we gather the wild roses and dry them and hold on to them for stuff like this because, they're organic that way, and they smell amazing. So much better than roses you'd ever like get at the store. Those are, they're pretty, but they don't smell good. But the mountain roses, whew, you can smell them from the car. All right. To make rose syrup, you do need to have organic rose petals. You can get them from mountain rose herbs or other sources. Just look around. But they really do need to be organic because you're going to simmer these and drink them and stuff like that. So, you know. So you take 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of white sugar, and a half a cup of dried organic rose petals. Basically, we're making a simple syrup that's infused with rose. and then simmer it low for 15 minutes. You don't want to boil it, you just want to simmer it. Let it rest for a few hours and then strain out your roses. You should have kind of a light pink syrup. Bottle it and refrigerate it, and you can keep that fresh in your fridge for a few weeks. It's so amazing in cocktails to sweeten your tea. That's my favorite thing to do with it is sweeten tea. You can serve it over ice cream. You can get creative. You can add it to frosting or to cakes. One of you guys one time sent me a bottle of rose hydrosol that's specific for cooking, for I think for Persian cuisine. That was really cool. Anyway, you can do lots of things with it, but I love rose. Just love it. So there you go. You could also use it as a substitute for some liquid and baked goods. You know, whatever you want. Roses are safe. Yeah. Yeah, Mary, you have quite the rose garden, don't you? I think I've seen pictures of it before. I don't grow roses well, sadly. I think I just don't have, I think my house is facing the wrong, like the flower beds that I would grow roses in don't get the right light. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just bad at roses, but I don't grow them well. Okay. Well, there's lots more in Luminous. I'm going to let you guys check it out because we have so much more to do today. So I'll just let you guys check that out. And if there's things that you love, make sure that you let the authors know. It's always nice to hear that something that you worked on made some kind of a mark in a good way. Sid said, I love your ingenuity and resilience for not paying that bill. Is it that or is it just straight up stubbornness? I don't know. I'm ridiculous, but Scott's like, well, okay, guess we're not paying that bill. That's the only bill I have that I have not paid. I do want you to know that. I'm not just out there willy-nilly not paying my bills. It's just that one. And I'm just not going to pay a bill I don't owe. And you guys just don't need to hear any more about it. It's ridiculous, but that's that's where it is. Okay. I said you would have loved to have met my mom. When we did Blog Talk Radio a million years ago, before we came to 1-2 Radio, she did shows with us quite a bit. It was fun. We had a ball having her on. I still have some of them, the files saved, that I'll always save because her voice is there. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. Pamela said fried green tomatoes makes her laugh and cry every time. Me too. Me too. And Lynn said she also loves fried green tomatoes, particularly the Tawanda portion. She said we watch it all the time and we cry at every viewing. I know. I know. There's so many things. Honestly, my mom loved fried green tomatoes. She even bought a cookbook that were recipes from the Whistle Stop Cafe and cooked everything out of it. And she loved that book. But so I'd watched fried green tomatoes several times as a kid. Watching it again as an adult, wow, I missed a lot. It's like a different movie to me now. Quelly said, when I was 15, my father passed. I was too young to have the responsibility of keeping his ashes. My sister received them, and we don't know what she did with them or what happened to them. Good thing I know how to connect with him. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Ashes are a funny thing, Some people really like to just keep them on the piano or, in the house. Some people go and spread them all in a certain place. Some people parcel them out and everybody gets a little bit. I just don't think there's any wrong answer, except for in cases like yours where it would have been nice for you to receive some of them. Yeah, but you're right. You know how to connect with him and they're just ashes. But I get that. Yeah. Because they're not just ashes, are they? Yeah. But I'm glad for you that you have a open pipeline to him anyway, and it doesn't matter. Yep. Yep. Sid said she loves to make up all her own holiday celebrations. Yeah, I'm with you. Maureen said, all the years on oncology, we made Valentine's Day for the patients. Flowers, candies, and cookies. All the smiles and joy. I love that. That's so cool, Maureen. I'm so glad you guys did that. Jessica was going to make rose water for her skin this week. Oh, yeah, it's so good for your skin. I have it in the hydrosol from Jade Bloom in the spray that I use on my face quite a bit. Yeah. Sid's working on growing roses in Florida, a lot different from doing it in California, but the only way to ensure they're chemical free. Yeah, for sure. Would I be able to put an old block talk show in Luminous? Probably. Probably. I'll dig through my files. There would be a way. Yeah. It would be fun to pull a little bit of mom wisdom out and put together a little compilation. I'll see what I can do. Sid said, I got that recipe book last year at a library sale. Yeah, it has excerpts from the story along with the recipes. Yeah, it's fun. We had never had fried green tomatoes. That's more of a Southern thing, I think. And we'd never made that. My parents gardened and had piles of tomatoes, but we'd never made them that way until that that movie. And now we do. We're so easy. Okay. Oh. Jane said she's doing the same thing with a blood draw bill. Well, there you go. Stand strong, my sister. We're not doing it. We're not paying that bill. Too funny. Let's see. Just scrolling through the chat here quick. Okay, guys. Yes, Mark is still on puppy paternity leave, but you guys, I'm going to tell you, radio's getting a huge overhaul soon, and you guys are going to love it. It's really good for you guys, and it's really good for us. And it's going to, I don't know if we'll have some growing pains here in the next month or so. We might, our system has been struggling, but some really, really cool things are coming. And so hang out. We're excited. Can I say that, Scott? Is it okay to say? Okay. Okay. He did say it. Mark's coming back to radio. I don't know when. I'm not going to pigeonhole him, but I just got permission from my producer to share that. So I hope, sorry, Mark. I hope it's okay to say. But yes, Mark, I believe is coming back to radio fairly soon. Yeah. Oh, Sid, thank you for that. She said Jade Bloom is having a freebie for the next couple of days, a free rose roller ball with a purchase. Their rose roller ball is awesome. So let me put up a link for you guys really quick for Jade Bloom. So I am, I want to say advocate, which is wrong. Affiliate. Thank you, Scott. What would I do without my producer, you guys? I don't know. I wouldn't show up on time. I know that. He's always yelling at me. You've got to get ready. Yeah, I know. I'm his worst host, I think. I'm a pain in the ass. And I know this. I do know it. But anyway, my affiliate. Yes, I'm an affiliate with Jade Bloom. So I'm going to share with you a link for them. So you could probably order their rose hydrosol and maybe get the roller ball for free. I don't know if you have to spend a certain amount to get that, but they have amazing giveaways constantly. So I'm going to put a link in the chat room. It is such good news, Sheila. You guys are going to see several new shows getting ready to start. Actually, we have a bunch of stuff coming. It's really fun. Scott and I have had the privilege of being in some meetings, some planning meetings and stuff, and we're just way excited about what's happening. So, okay. So I put a link in both chat rooms for Jade Bloom. So if you've never been a customer with them before, if you just click on that link and set up your account that way, then I get a tiny bit of credit for, sending you to them. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world. It's truly not. But anyway, you guys know how much I love Jade Bloom. They are an amazing company. But it's occurring to me that it is high time we get our message from Kathleen's book. If we don't, we might just run out of time. Yeah. It is not in Luminous every week, Sid. It should be, though. Yeah. Don't worry about that, though. Not at all. I'm just glad you're using them. They're awesome. Okay. So this is Kathleen's book. Kathleen Peterson, of course, you guys know. And this is for this whole year, every week, we are using her book as bibliomancy. So we're just turning to whatever page opens up for us and reading that chapter as some inspiration for the week to come. And these are channeled messages that Kathleen channeled from her light beings. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I think we had Dana last week. I have to break this book in a little bit because the pages that I have open to, we need true bibliomancy here, right? Okay. All righty. Okay. Aine. Aine. Today I stress living from lightness and joy. I see all of you living your lives on the earth plane with such seriousness. I ask that you call on me to lighten your load and to strengthen your courage and faith as you set about your mission and purpose. You are important and your mission is important, but be aware that it does no good to take yourself so seriously that you cannot hear others speak. You look at your life so seriously at times, it becomes all too much to bear. Know that you will accomplish just as much by living your life from a lighter position. Play music, sing, skip, laugh, and share joy, all of which will help you on your path and with your mission. Call on me to lighten your load. I will repeat a statement that many of you are familiar with in this regard. Angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. That's so sweet. By releasing some of your seriousness, you can open yourself to greater understanding and growth. You are all here for a divine mission and life purpose, but it will happen more easily and with less stress if you lighten up. Now is the time to focus on the lightness and contentment you all feel when you are surrounded by others of like mind and heart. I will help you light the fire of passion in your life, but I will do so with a lightness of touch so that what you are passionate about will bring joy instead of stress. Know that there is no right or wrong way to approach your mission. Focus on the joy, focus on the passion that you feel when you are totally involved with your life and live from that position. You are supported in all ways every day. Know that you are not alone and release the burden. Approach your life purpose with passion and a light heart, trusting that you will be guided towards your mission and what you are here to do will happen with ease and success. I will help you with this. I send you love, support, and offer my help in firing up the passion in your life. And that is Aine. I love that. What a great message for us this week, right? Well, we're going all to Wanda on the world. Also, remembering to laugh, remembering to lighten up. Angels can fly because they carry themselves lightly. I love that. I don't think I've ever heard that statement before. Maybe. I'm guessing it is a Kathleenism, actually, but okay, just jumping into the chat rooms here quickly. Oh, Facebook. Yes, Kathleen's book is highly recommended. Absolutely. It's called We Are Here For You. And you guys know that one of you angels sent it to me. I had been, after she died last fall, I'd been talking about how sad I was that I couldn't find her book. I didn't have it anymore. And somebody found it for me in a used bookstore and sent it to me. And I still don't know who did that, but I will be forever grateful to you. But since then, I know that Kelly found one the same way and got one. So that might be a way to get a hold of one. So again, it's called We Are Here For You, Messages from the Archangels and Light Beings by Kathleen Peterson. And you might be able to pick one up that way. I'm sure glad that I got my copy. Okay. Yes, Terry, it is awesome news about Mark coming back. I'm so excited. You guys, there's only so much I can say probably, but I'm so excited about the changes that are coming to radio. It's going to make it so much better and easier to use because as we all know, radio's kind of been a pain in the ass the last little while, and it's going to be better. So much better. which is good for everybody. So I'm all about it. All right. Tiffany said, if time allows, I would love some insight if you see timing or area state for my boyfriend David and I to move out of Southern California. We want to be in more nature, trees, and water, but the options are so limitless. Thank you so much. Oof. I think it could happen this year, Tiffany. I do. I feel like it could happen sometime by the end of the summer, with so some hard work and application. I could even see you guys to Northern California, like up in the Shasta area, perhaps. I still think that you'll stay somewhere in the West, more West Coastish. And I'm not just saying this because I live here, but Northern Idaho comes up for me. Not Southeast where I am. We're not that cool, but well, we are. But but actually, I was seeing more Northern Idaho. Uh, it'll be the West, but anyway, it'll be interesting to see where you go. It seems to me like you have a good focus on what you want. Now it'll just be probably taking some road trips, to just tune into some stuff. Yeah. Oh, Sid said, can you see how I might run into the nice lady I met yesterday? We traded phone numbers, but I gave hers back to her and kept mine. Oh no, Sid. I feel like you'll run into her in a public place, like maybe a grocery store or something like that, and still be able to connect. I feel like she's supposed to be your friend, supposed to be in your life. Yeah, very cool. All right, well, you guys, that was it. Sorry, I was hoping we'd have more time for readings, and well, we didn't. Just goes that way sometimes. So I got to get out of here and make room for Lisa. So, I'll be around. I'll be over at True Crime Paranormal. Don't forget the Psychic Hour on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. over on True Crime Paranormal on YouTube and Facebook. Those are things that you'll be able to come and find. Geraldine, I promise we'll announce it all. It's coming. It's coming. I just don't have a lot to share yet. Just a teaser to say really good changes, more shows, lots more shows, and easier to listen to, easier to connect with, lots of good stuff. But you guys won't see much of a change. It'll be on our end. I think what you guys will see actually is just a fuller schedule more than anything, and less problems with listening like we've had the last while. So all of those things are the big changes. Yeah, it's all good. All righty, you guys. So I gotta go. You've been listening to the Katie Weaver Show here on One Two Radio, where we're changing the way we listen to the world.